Hey Exploretographers, it's Mary here, and we are about to install the Outback Adventure Trailgater on Ansel, my Wrangler. So we just opened it. We have the instructions, all the little parts right here. So I'm gonna pop it open real quick so we can take a look at it before we start putting it together. Okay. Oh. It looks like we've got a copy of the Overland Cook from Marco from Overland X, so that's very, very cool. So here we go. This is what it looks like. And there's a board that slides out here as well, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first step is taking off this plastic wire cover here. So it says we just squeeze and you pull these little tabs out, and then I'm just going to pull, and this will be released. There we go. Let's go see what the next step is. Alright, and so the next step is taking out the cutting board. They're saying to install it, we should just slide the cutting board out. And in order to do that, we just have to open it up, and it's like it slides right out. So we'll put this away and move on to our next step. Alright, the next step in this process is to take these little red blind nuts, they are called, and a screw. These blind nuts go into these little notches here. I don't know what they're called. So we're just gonna pop these nuts in here. And it said to start from the right, so there's 5 notches, but it said to start from the right and put 4 in. Alright, I did go ahead and tap these into place to make sure they were flush against here because they weren't at first. And then we have 2 more nuts to place in these Velcro grill vents down here. This first one goes all the way to the right, and that one popped in pretty good. And this one comes over here about a 1/2 inch from the end of this there. And now the next step is to take a screwdriver. Hold on. Then we're going to take a screwdriver. We're just going to go ahead, put the tip inside the nut, screw it about 3 or 4 times, and then back it back out. And I think it's just helping us prepare these nuts to install the table. So I'm going to go ahead and do this to all the nuts. And then we'll go ahead and install the table. That actually felt good. Alright, next up I'm going to have Warren grab the table. He's going to hold it for me while I attempt to screw it in place. So he's usually the one holding the tools and such, but he always wants to make sure I'm learning along in the process, and gives me, sorry, we've got a lot of traffic out here today. It's after school, people are driving back and forth, but anyway, what I was saying is he always gives me the opportunity to learn new tools and take part in the build, so I do appreciate that. So he's gonna hold this up for me, and we're gonna see if we can get this attached.
Take your strips off of your pad there.
All right, and they said doing it with this open is gonna make it easier, so. And it also said not to tighten all the way, just get them in place, and then you can tighten once they're all in place. So we gotta get them. One down, 5 more to go. Push this up just a little bit. Just right there. Maybe one washer short. It's just over there. Get him in a second. Looks like it'll be a fun little angle. Okay, so if you remember when I was putting these red blind nuts in, it said to put this one about a 1/2 inch from the edge. Well, apparently I'm really bad at my measurements and I put it too far to the right, so I got to get under there and try to tap it over a little bit. Almost. Man, tight fit there. Oh, just a little hair more. I think that's gonna work. We'll find out for sure here in just a second. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tighten them all down now that they're all in place. All right, we've got that on. I think there's one more step to complete this, so let's go find out what it is. So last thing we need to do is put this grommet on here and also this pin release lever. So I'm gonna see if I can figure it out here. It's my understanding that if you push the pin out, we're gonna stick this through here, through the ring, and then that pin should go in this little hole. Does that look right?
Yep.
All right. And then this grommet goes right over here on this side. All right, I'm gonna do that on this other side, but that'll be the last thing I do. Let me go ahead and get the cutting board slid in here and we'll be done. All right, we've got everything installed. So this is the Trailgater here installed. One thing to note is that the cutting board has to kind of be in the exact spot for it to lock shut. Otherwise, it'll get caught on these metal parts. So there it is. And what's a mod without extra accessories? So we also have this little magnet bar. It had a plate that it was supposed to screw in, but because of the table we put in here, what we're gonna do instead is just stick it right up here. We'll see how it does on the trails. If it gets too bouncy, then we'll figure something else out. But it's gonna be perfect for our cooking at camp. If you like this video, please subscribe and turn on the notifications so you're notified when we put out new videos. Usually you're gonna see Warren working on the rigs, but I appreciate him giving me the opportunity to get this installed today. He's taught me so much about it. So please continue on our journey with us as we're building our rigs. We're gonna hit the trails and some camping this weekend, so we hope to see you there. Until then, explore, create, and do good.